Yoba Anataha. I'm Director General Tushkahumoc Xelup of the Indigenous People of North America. Today I strongly encourage the Aboriginal descendants of North America to fight for our identity. I encourage all of my brothers and sisters to recognize and demand our right to identity. Fight for our identity, which is our gateway to freedom. And we should say to the colonizing governments of the Americas, specifically the United States and Great Britain, we owe you nothing. And you, on the other hand, owe us, the American Aborigine and Arauan people of North America and the Caribbean, everything. Because you have taken everything. The trumpet has sounded, and he calls the American Aborigine descendants of America descendants of slaves. And he's offered special privileges for those descendants of U.S. slavery. This is yet another deception. We are descendants of captured and colonized prisoners of war. We are booty and bounty. We are spoils of war. And we reject all notions describing us otherwise. We are the descendants of the Arawak, natural inhabitants of North America. Further, we are people of the Maipuri Arauan diaspora. So I encourage the Aborigine descendants of North America and South America to remember that war was implemented to enslave the Aborigine descendants of America. And we must reverse those policies of war and free ourselves from that slavery. We must keep our spirits strong and high. Stop giving in to the manipulators and the words of individuals who no longer understand the power of identity and the necessity of homeland. Reject those people of Pan-Africanism who come from the outside, way outside, to try to subdue the natural inhabitants of North America with lies through terms that they've invented. Ignore the organizations they've created to enslave us further. We are American Aborigine descendants. The trumpet and all the past leaders of the Americas, United States, waged wars against foreigners, foreign countries, claiming to protect the human rights of those, their allies. And under the same doctrines, they ignore the human rights of the American indigenous and Aboriginal inhabitants. Our fight has reached the highest levels of U.S. government and judicial systems, where even Chief Judge James Boasberg sought to protect the human rights of migrants while ignoring the same human rights of America's Aborigine prisoners of war. We must open our eyes and recognize the deceptions which are clearly laid before the Aborigine descendants of North America. We must demand the release of archives which show and reveal our vibrant culture and history. They don't talk about human rights. They don't talk about human rights because they see us as descendants of slaves. They see us as subhuman. They see the Aborigine descendants of America as slaves. Slaves. That's what's in their minds, and it has remained their mindset. We must disagree with that. They are evil incarnate, but yet they say that we are the menace. They are both the evil and the menace. It's like calling the kettle black as a skillet, or calling the skillet black as a kettle. They are perpetual liars. We must show them that we are not slaves and force them to realize that we are in fact descendants of prisoners of war. We will no longer accept the position which continues to be identified upon us, to oppress us as descendants of slaves. Slavery was placed upon our ancestors after war. Our ancestors succumbed to war and the conditions of war and were then enslaved. That was their invasionary tactic. Invasion and warfare. We must not continue to accept the false, divisive doctrines and official state of affairs that they place upon us.